The market has been quite funny lately. It's been playing games. As we can see, it builds a slight momentum, then comes back down, and builds momentum, comes slight back down. One of the things to highlight is that the interest rates has increased by another quarter, 0.25%, which has caused a small stir in the market, but it has not been drastic. I know I've still poking around in terms of real estate, but today we're gonna really dive in terms of stocks and crypto to see how they have been affected. First off, one of my retirement portfolios, which has definitely reached that all-time high of a peak at 42%, which has been pretty amazing from all time because it's only 2 years old and I'm doing 42% during a bad market. The tactic I've been using is pretty much buying down low. As things have been dropping, I've been buying more. I've been dipping more into grayscales and different stocks. Nikola has been one of the driving stocks. Workhorse has been one of those driving stocks that's been helping that portfolio come up. A lot of it is thanks to also Grayscale, which I've been buying down, and we're gonna take a look in terms of exactly how that has happened for me. I want to introduce you to this new stock a friend of mine's have put me on to. I can't say he's a friend, I just met him at one event obviously, and then he put me onto this PBR stock. He is in the financial markets. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm just sharing my own opinions and experience with you because those are strategies that I've seen that work for me, and I'm just sharing it. Hopefully you take something out of it. However, you should do your own due diligence and research for everything that is stated on here. So PBR, this is a Brazilian company. And what do they cater in? We are going to just look at their profile. Explores, produces, and sells oil and gas in Brazil and internationally. So they're in the oil and gas business. I did a little bit of digging to see exactly how well they have been doing. Why am I recommending this? Because as you can see, they had a pretty nice trajectory continuously. Every year they have a net profit. Look at 2022, nice. And Q1 of 2023, they are still net profiting, which is pretty great. But the key thing to highlight about this company is look at their dividends. Look at this number right here. This 42.9% that they're paying off their dividends. That's why this guy was putting me onto it. I was like, I've never seen any stock that's paying that high of dividends, especially right now during the markets we are facing at the moment. But I'm gonna give it a shot. So I purchased $1,000 worth inside of my retirement to see how well it does. I'm just putting you onto it. I'm not guaranteeing this is gonna work or not. I like to test stocks out a little bit to see how well it does. So I'm gonna wait a few months because I think they usually pay every quarter and not every year. So I'll see how it all goes and I'll keep you guys updated. But moving down here to our Grayscale, how has Grayscale been doing? I'm gonna skip live here in the futures. Let's look at the digital large cap. So year to date, it's still up more than doubled, of course, and it peaked a price at $10 in mid-July. My portfolio was doing nicely. That's when I peaked around the 43% in that retirement account, and all my other portfolios were doing pretty well. But this one has definitely experienced that uptrend. As we know, Grayscale is linked to crypto if you're not aware. So their large cap fund is a combination of all their different funds that they have. So they have a Bitcoin Cash trust, they have a Bitcoin trust, they have a Litecoin trust. So they have different trusts, as we can see here, that are linked to crypto. So when crypto goes up, it shoots up as well. So BCHD went up today. Year to date, it's still up pretty high. This is one of the primary drivers of my portfolio, as well as that one account that I had opened last year to play around with. I bought a lot of this when it was around like the 60s, 70 cents, and it peaked all the way to almost $3, as we have seen. And I've seen that one account I had almost go to 13,000, which had put me up at about of a 50% increase from all time. And I only had about 10,000 in this. And mind you, this is still way low from its peak of like $60. So you may look at it as like, man, it's $1.45 playing around. I'm looking at it at this price right here. This is what I'm trajectorying when I'm purchasing a lot of these Grayscale trust coins. The thing is, the crypto market is battered so much right now. It's down so much. And I'll do things a little different today. I'll jump straight to crypto right now so that we can quickly take a look. Bitcoin experienced a slight elevated surface, right? But it went flat. It increased a little bit over the course of 6 months, and it's up. It's not showing me the year to date, but from about January to where we are now, it's almost double. It has done better. I feel better than the SP 500. If we go up, see the SP 500 year to date is only only up like 17%. How has it done to compare to NASDAQ, which had a nice run, 33%. So if you bought Bitcoin around January, you definitely outpaced it like the main markets, which if you look at trajectory of crypto over the long run, they outperform a lot of stocks, they really do. Ripple, as we know, they've got that overruling and they shot up quite a bit, and it happened over the course of one night. So this is when that judge ruled around July 11th, and bam, it just doubled the next day like crazy, right? So it's back to like its normal price where I feel like it should be. I really think this one is undervalued. It's at a $32 billion market cap. I really think this crypto should be around $3, but it takes that adoption for it to happen, a lot of compliance laws for it to really take place and in effect to do that. This is where crypto has been. It has not really moved as much. I'm not going to dive into each individual one. I bought more Near. I bought more, what else? Cadena around 52 cents. So we see it's back at 52 cents. So the price I bought it at. It did peak a little bit after I bought it to, what is it? 65 cents. I got some gains, but I didn't sell. So technically I didn't make any profit. I'm buying all this for the long run. Near, I bought $1.25. I did not buy any other ones. BSV, Matic. I didn't buy any Doge. I didn't buy nothing else. Just that I recently bought, and I'm going to purchase more. Once I try to close out on this real estate transaction, I'm going to see how much free money that I have. Then I'm going to allocate some of this into stocks as well as some of this into crypto. What else has been going on? Amazon has been doing great. We see year to date they're up like almost 70%. I bought this around $90 when they were being battered and beaten up a little bit. Same with Facebook. Around November, like early December, I went in. I definitely bought some shares inside of each one of these, because whenever you hear bad news, layoffs is coming and all this stuff with these companies, it's time for you to dip in order for you to normalize. For those of you who have been impacted by layoffs, this is one of your ways you can get back at these companies, is purchasing their stocks when it's being battered like that at a low end. Some of them offer packages and all that stuff, but encourage you to try to do that. Ver got beaten up pretty bad. I don't remember what happened here. I think it was a drug approval that they failed, and it went all the way from 22 to where we at now, 12.96. I think I am going to buy some more of this. I'm going to wait a little bit because I do feel like its target price for me is at least around like $30. Market cap is at 1.74 billion. How have they done? This is one of the ways you can see like trajectory of the company besides reading their full article. Not too good. Second quarter of 2023, they're down negative $150 million. That is not too good at all. But what can we say? It happens. It has its up and downs. Netflix, I'm holding on to. It's been stabilizing around this $400 something price. I bought a lot of Netflix, probably like 20,000 worth around its 180 price point, so I'm up pretty nicely right now at the moment. Neo averaged down. Once it hit $10, I went in, so I'm up quite a bit. Nikola is still way up. I encourage you to purchase that. Again, this is not me giving you financial advice, it's just me sharing my own experience. I bought a lot more around $1.20, and I averaged around $1.07, so it's up $2.39, and it almost peaked. Let me just look at the month. Yeah, almost $4 per share. It has a long way to go, because look at the peak. It reached like almost $100. I think I would sell at $100 a share, because for the amount of shares that I purchased, that would put me at over $100 to $200 per portfolio, because I know I have at least 1,500 shares. In one portfolio, I have 3,000 shares. That would put my total value of Nikola to about $500,000 if it reached that $100 point. At that point, I think it's okay for me to liquidate. Tesla, I don't have any. I bought some more Ocugen. They're more of a risky stock, so I think I purchased about $500 worth playing around with, and I only purchased this inside of retirement. I do have to put in more money into retirement. I have not contributed anything this year yet, but I know I want to try to get to that cap. In the United States right now for 2023, you can put a combination, I think, of 68,000. I'm hoping to get as close to there. It's based on your income and so many different factors. You're capped based on several things, but I think I can get as close to there, so I definitely want to maximize that as much as possible. But my strategy right now, last year I did it in reverse. I put towards retirement first and then try to allocate money towards investment. But this year I think try to get the home first, get that going, because I know I'm going to get a tax write-off, because you have until April 15th of the following year to contribute towards your retirement, as long as the account is open. Be mindful of that. Riot has been doing pretty good. It's up almost 5 times actually, right? Because 380 will be like 400%. and you add the extra 1 to that, so that makes it about 5 times its year-to-date value, right? From 330 to 340 to 16 something. So that's pretty great. And Mara year-to-date has been doing about the same. These two stocks seems to be following each other. That's why I have them next to each other. Go to educational space, not much traction there. Year-to-date they are up 50%. I did buy a lot when it hit down here, and I'm just holding on to it because I think about this for the long run. If the economy stabilizes and things get to be at a better pace, maybe the education tech opportunity will be there for them, as well as Tal as well. We don't know. It's more of a long-term thing for me. Square Block, they had a bad earnings and their stock dropped, I think last week, from 80 all the way down to 64. I still wanted to get to 50 before I purchased. QDEL, I'm just holding on to, not doing anything. I'm probably gonna sell around 300. Yes, that's where it peaked last time. That's my selling price for it. Maybe depending on how quick it gets at 300. If it's a steady pace, then I trust in holding on. But if it's too quick, I try to not do that and just like stay in it for as long, because it happened way too fast. Jemiah has definitely been on a higher upswing, as we've seen. Roblox, $25 is my target price. I'm not touching that until then. Coin haven't doing quite bad. It peaked over $100 actually. Look at this, 115. So I know some people went crazy. They're like, oh, I have a fear of missing out. Don't do that to yourself. Don't ever feel like you're missing out. Always wait for the opportunity. Like, I really think this has to get back down 50. That's my target price for Coinbase. Yeah, it got there a couple of times and I still didn't buy it. But it's all good. I missed it like probably overnight thing. Xpeng, as we know, they have the flying cars coming. They have EV cars as well. They're in that space, futuristic as well as current space with the advancement of car technology. They peaked actually to 24. They've done pretty well for themselves. Year to date, they are up almost doubled. And I have quite a bit of them in retirement, different portfolios. Even my godson's custodial account, I have quite a bit in there. And it really helped his portfolio come up quite a bit. So my godson has a lot more money than I did when I was his age. He's definitely way ahead of the curve. HSDT, I don't know what's going on with them. Market cap is at 5 million. It's not much. That means there's not as much people holding on to it and such. Everything else is just pretty much overall, the market is at a very uneasy pace right now with interest rates where they are at. If it goes up too soon, it's gonna make stock prices go down even further. But remember, I really feel that as interest rates are increasing, your money market funds, those accounts where you can get 5% of doing nothing, right? You get 5.25% for just keeping it in there. You're still not beating inflation. So technically, yeah, it's great. You're probably doing better for a short time, but you're not gonna get these stocks. If you keep all your money in there and don't purchase these when they are at this discount, you might miss out, because what's gonna happen is when money starts pouring back into a lot of these stocks and as they're shooting up and you kept everything money market, your 5% is gonna look crap compared to those 100% flips in those short amount of times, right? And I'm not putting a time frame on it. It might happen over a couple of years, but just think about your balance of your portfolio. Don't just stuff it all inside of these money markets or high yield savings account, because I don't think they're going to provide you the return that you're really looking for to build wealth. Of course, unless you have 100 million in there, 5% is a whole lot. That's like what, 5 million per year? That's like you're still good. You still have a lot of cash to play with. So it depends on where you're at, your strategy. Speak to your financial advisor to see what can potentially work for you, right? A lot of this is what's been happening around in the market. Higher Q is the last one I'm going to touch upon, and that one, I don't know what's going on with it. It completely crashed. Its value is at $6,000. Like, it's nothing. I still believe in the company. I just don't know where it's going to go. I only have a couple $100 of investment worth in it that probably is worth maybe $30 right now, but it's all good. That's pretty much it. I really hope you found this insightful. Just remember to keep continually buying down. What I've seen worked so far for me to get to where I'm at. The market is still down low and I'm up in the positive finally, and it took like mid-year for us to get there, but it took me constantly buying as stock prices were dropping down, as well as into some funds. I don't have a lot of funds that I'm allocating to. I'm more purchasing individual stocks. Of course, we know stocks is more risky and the funds are less risky. However, I'm looking for those growth return and least amount of time as possible. But speak to your financial advisor to see what really works for you. So peace and love. If you have any questions, drop it in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, of course. And I look forward to seeing you next time.